Hello, you guys. Welcome to another episode of The Rundown. My name is Najwa. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new to this channel, hit the like, subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video. I talk about all types of stuff on here, from celebrities to pop culture to politics, all of it here, motivation, all of it here on It's the Real Najwa. I would love to have you guys join me. All you have to do is hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell. Lots of free content, but you can also be the first to see some of my more exclusive content by becoming a member on Patreon, patreon.com/itstherealnajwa. You can also support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube Premium. Same thing, perks, more live chats, more exclusive content early on the YouTube Premium membership. You can also support my channel, support us and the research that we do, our software, our tools, all of that stuff that we put in to make this little community grow by giving us a super thanks down below. Or I can also invite you to donate at PayPal, paypal.me/itstherealnajwa. I'm sorry, paypal.me/realnajwa. Today we're going to talk about the rundown. Lots of stuff. Channing Tatum and Zoë Kravitz are engaged. Celine Dion, who we know has been suffering from stiff person syndrome, has made one of her first comebacks in the last 3.5 years. Jack Black impersonating Taylor Swift. Aaron Carter's son, his 23-month-old son, suing pharmaceutical companies. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about. So let's kind of just talk about it here. And also for you Sussex squad lovers, we're going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and Archie and Lily going trick-or-treating in Montecito, California. In less happy news, we also will talk a little bit about Matthew Perry. R.I.P. I mean, this broke my heart. It took me aback. Let me just explain a little bit. It's because that movie, Fools Rush In, was one of my favorite movies growing up. I mean, I feel like when I was 12 or 13 years old, I saw it like 800 billion times. And like so many other women in America, I'm pretty sure, Matthew Perry just made my teenage self utterly swoon. I remember seeing him be so energetic on Friends. My big sister, that was much more her generation, and when I told her about it, she didn't even remember the guy's name, but she basically knew immediately who I was talking about. She was like, oh no. He was America's sweetheart for quite a while there, and that was definitely a shocker. But I guess we can start with the not as happy news. Let's talk about Matthew Perry. I actually did not know that Matthew Perry struggled with addiction issues. He was 54, guys, 54. And actually, when I saw the alert pop up on my phone, I just couldn't understand it because I knew he was quite young. And I was just like, what happened? And to be quite honest with you, I hadn't seen him since he probably had filmed Friends, since he had probably filmed that movie, Fools Rush In. I hadn't seen him, I didn't see him in movies anymore or anything like that, and I just assumed he was somewhere, with kids and living his life and just happy and healthy somewhere. I never ever knew that he had issues with addiction. And when I saw that he had passed away, of course, I'm just like, he's young, how could he be gone? So I went and researched it, and I saw the interview that he had given just a year ago, and he was saying he was in such a good place, and that secrets sort of are really horrible for addiction. He had talked about how he would go on to set he'd never do drugs or drink on set, but how he'd come in with a massive hangover, how sometimes he would pop 55 pills in a day. And even looking at that interview when I saw him, he did not look like the Matthew Perry that I had remembered. So, that was very, very difficult to see, but apparently he had struggled with those addiction issues from some time, for some time, and it was something that was definitely masqueraded. To my understanding, he didn't have any children. He sort of was not lucky in love, and I definitely think if he had found the right woman could have possibly helped. But I mean, when you're dealing with childhood issues, and you really just sort of, when you're dealing with childhood issues and you really just sort of mask them, I feel like that's almost more insidious. You know, we saw Aaron Carter face all of these issues, and and I hate to say this because I told you guys in those videos about Aaron Carter, I freaking loved Aaron Carter. I love Nick too. You know, I love the Backstreet Boys growing up, but Aaron Carter was definitely much more around my age, and Life is a Party, Rugrats in Paris, Lizzie McGuire. I mean, he was a hallmark of our childhood. And How I Beat Shaq. And so I definitely felt, but I mean, seeing what he sort of, seeing where he was in his later years, we sort of understood that this wasn't going to end well with Aaron Carter. And he was so in the public eye. He was constantly posting on social media, really not looking well at all. And for people like me, I mean, I saw so many trolls sending him hate, but for people like me, I loved him. I quite literally loved him, and I pray to goodness that some of the terrible things that have been said about him are not true. But again, childhood trauma is a bitch, and you cannot put it past you, especially looking at Matthew Perry, that Hollywood lifestyle. It's very difficult to take that, mask over all of your childhood issues with a bunch of money, especially for a young person who really, really hasn't gained that life wisdom, that life lessons. I mean, I talked about Whitney Houston in another video. I feel like this is something we've seen over and over and over and over again. It's one of the reasons why I have deep respect for people, for example, like Mariah Carey. I know that's sort of a random, one that I could pull out of the hat, but Mariah Carey is one of the ones who also faced deep childhood trauma, who still faces really extremely tenuous and toxic family dynamics, but somehow she has sort of set down a boundary enough to protect who she is and not just pile up these voids with drugs or whatever it is, and I feel like it takes almost being a little bit of a Hollywood snob to get to that point. But at this point, if Matthew Perry, if the price of him still being here today was him being a little bit more of a Hollywood snob, I would have taken snob any day, because I wish that he was still here. Moving on a little bit to talk about Aaron Carter, because this one really caught me off guard. Listen to this article from ET. Aaron Carter's 23-month-old son, Prince, sues doctors and pharmacies for wrongful death. Now, when I saw this, of course, obviously, I was like, okay, this has to be his mother suing on behalf of Aaron Carter's son's estate. I mean, I don't see any other way how a 23-month-old could do that. But at the same time, I sort of immediately kind of knew where this was coming from, and this is not shade in any way. I knew that this was kind of coming from maybe Melanie's desire to have her son really reap the benefits that she knows that Aaron probably would have wanted, and absolutely worked his butt off to provide for Prince if he was here, and I feel like it actually does get to because I actually really like Melanie. In the times that I saw her, I think she really actually did want to help Aaron. I just don't think that she fully had the toolbox to help him get to that point. And honestly, addiction issues, personality disorders, things like that, it's such a singular journey. And when we see people who are close to us, whether they are our spouse or our family member or friend or parent or a child, we can want to help all we want, but it really takes that person taking their mental health, taking their rehabilitation, their recovery, their healing seriously. So listen to this. This is the article by Anthony Dominic. Aaron Carter's 23-month-old son, Prince, sues doctors and pharmacies for wrongful death. The lawsuit was filed by the late singer's former fiancee, Melanie Martin, on behalf of their 23-month-old son, Prince. Aaron Carter's 23-month-old son, Prince, has filed a lawsuit against doctors and pharmacies alleging wrongful death, according to documents obtained by ET. The lawsuit, which was filed by singer's former fiancée Melanie Martin on behalf of their son, claims that doctors prescribed the singer hydrocodone, oxycodone, and alprazolam with no medical justification. And then it just kind of goes on to Aaron Carter's passing and sort of what happened, and it also talks about how Melanie did have some skepticism of Aaron Carter's death. It goes on to speak a little bit about, the burial ceremony with his ashes and things like that. Let's talk about this for a quick moment. I definitely want to honor the dead. I know that Aaron Carter is not here to speak on behalf of himself. He had such a committed fan base, despite having made mistakes in his life. There are people out there who really, really wanted to see the best for Aaron. And if you ask any fan, they know that he really, really loved his son. He was unwell, but he really, really, really loved his son. And I think he was prepared to work his little hiney off to take care of his son if he was here, and Melanie as well. Even at the point where their relationship was facing total rupture, it seemed like he was still all in to be the best dad, the best co-parent that he could be. So that's already out there. I think that he definitely would have done that. I will say that I think that this is unique, that this is one of the first times that I've seen this kind of approach taken, because we've seen this before. I talked about Whitney Houston previously. Often I talk about Anna Nicole Smith on this channel because I love Anna Nicole, and I think that her life was just cut too short, and if she was handed maybe a different card, she was around maybe some wholer, healthier people, like maybe this all wouldn't have happened. But if the tables had turned, and people during the midst of Anna Nicole's death, for example, her family or those who were really close to her, her son, if he was alive, which that was also so tragic that she lost her son just before she passed tragically. Her daughter even, I feel like if they could have stopped her from taking all of these prescription pills that were just doing so much more harm than good to her, and I feel like this is a lesson that we sadly keep learning over and over again. Matthew Perry also passed away by drowning in his home. Whitney Houston did. Whitney Houston's daughter did. Like, look at how many times this has happened, and it's there's this culture in Hollywood where, hey, I can just put this cure-all pill on it and hopefully this will make it go away. And I feel like it's a lesson we keep having to learn over and over again, that the human body can only take so much. And maybe it numbs out something in your head that you need to for a while, but you can do that all on your own. It's like we've got this strength already contained inherently in there. You've got the fortitude to do it all on your own. What's in here and what's up here can do it all on its own, but you just have to try, and you have to keep trying. The road to recovery is not a quick one, and it has to be one that you keep going after. And so, with that being said, I think with some of these celebrities, in various ways, whether it's, making a documentary, maybe it's, also, pulling up a lawsuit, or maybe it's something with insurance, or maybe it's something with some sort of legal proceeding. Maybe it's also just something like with pure emotional closure, but somehow, where they try to say, what if stuff was different, and what if this person was actually here to take care of their child? So I kind of feel like that's where that was at. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. With my limited, albeit limited knowledge on legal proceedings, I don't know that it'll go very far, but I'm hoping and praying with the best that it does, because I truly do know that Aaron Carter would want his son Prince to be taken care of. And I really do hope that she has some good lawyers to make sure that the proceeds from his music will come to his son. So Celine Dion, I love Celine Dion, one of my favorite artists, and even some of my co-workers would at work, I'd be listening to it in my headphones. They might make a little crack about it. Like, are you listening to Celine Dion? And I'm just over there jamming to some disco, honey. She is so fabulous. She defines a generation. I don't even have to bring up Titanic. We were all really struck when she reported that she had stiff person syndrome, which I think a lot of people didn't know about. and it was impeding her capability to do what she loves, what we love for her to do, which is sing. And so she has actually made her first appearance. Many of you guys probably remember a while back, she had made this disheartening video, you know, heartbreaking video, basically saying that she was going to have to discontinue her tour because she just wasn't up for doing it. I feel like I felt a similar sentiment just of sadness with that from when Shania Twain got Lyme disease and it affected her voice. You know, when someone is unable to do their craft because of sickness, because of being sick, it's never good. And so Celine Dion makes first appearance in over 3 years amid stiff person syndrome battle. And this is E.T. This is from Anthony Dominic also. And it says the singer announced in early 2022 that she was postponing her tour due to health issues. Celine Dion made her first public appearance in nearly 4 years, defying the challenges of her battle with stiff person syndrome. The 55-year-old My Heart Will Go On singer, love that song, who was diagnosed with the rare neurological disorder in December 2022, attended an NHL game at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Monday night. The event featured a thrilling matchup between Vegas Golden Knights and her hometown team, the Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Canadiens. Celine, a staunch Canadians, I'm not completely sure how you pronounce it, supporter, attended the game with her son Rene Charles and twins Eddie and Nilsson. The singer's radiant spirit shone as she posed for photos with several players and delighted fans with her presence. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. I really, really love that. I bet her fans really love that because Celine Dion has some of the most committed fans, I feel like, that we have ever seen. We love to see her happy. She is the diva who doesn't have all the attitude, you know. She just seems like the person who is just so sweet and kind behind it all. I'm really, really glad. I'm really glad. It says, in August, Celine's sister, Celine, I'm saying it in the French way, I'm sorry. Celine's sister, Claudette Dion, publicly shared her sister's ongoing struggle with the ailment. Despite working with top researchers in the field and trying various treatments, Claudette acknowledged the lack of definitive cure. She expressed her support for Celine's decision to cancel her tour, emphasizing the importance of listening to one's body and taking necessary time to rest. Yes, I agree. The article goes on to say Claudette highlighted the debilitating nature of the stiff person syndrome, describing the constant muscle spasms and the inability to control them. She likened the experience to the sudden leg cramps that jolt people awake at night, but in Celine's case, it affected all muscles. Since Celine's diagnosis, her sister Linda Dion has moved into her Las Vegas home to provide care and support during her challenging journey. So honestly, the article speaks a little bit about how her sister is really supporting her through this journey. It talks about how her sister has moved in with Celine to help her through this troubling time. But it actually doesn't really go too much into Celine's update on the journey. So I can't imagine that it has changed much, but I'm really, really hoping that she's going to be okay. I know that she's got big money, honey, so I hope she's working with the right specialist to feel good. AI is really emerging in the medical spaces as we see, as we know it, and so I hope she's also investing in new way strategies, you know, new media strategies, new innovations that can sort of catch stuff head on, but also help diagnose maladies and transform them for the better. And we just will keep her in our thoughts and prayers. In a little bit more upbeat news, Jack Black is still cracking people up, and we all know when you're down and a little bit blue, exactly what you need is to be cracked up. And our lovely, lovely Jack Black that energy and sentiment and element and persona, that charismatic, hilarious personality from one of our favorite movies, Tenacious D. You know, those Tenacious D fans out there like me, he still got it. So I have an article here from E.T. Jack Black strips down to his boxers to perform Taylor Swift's anti-hero on stage. This is by Miguel A. Melendez. It says the School of Rock star performed the popular track at fundraiser supporting crew members affected by the SAG-AFTRA strike. So he is being funny while also supporting a really good cause. And with that, I want to say peaches, 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 peaches. And in really exciting news, one of the biggest Hollywood hunks that we've all had crushes on since Dear John and Crumpin' It, Channing Tatum and Zoë Kravitz are engaged. And I am so excited for them, you know. These are two people who are absolutely iconic, you know. Zoe comes from a background, her dad, her mom, she comes from this sort of entertainment royalty, you know, and she is so unique and innovative. She's an artist in her own respect, and I love the fact I'm always sticking up for sort of more straight line guys and very artsy women getting together, because my pairing is a little bit like that. Channing Tatum has long been on my list of loves. I mean, he's always just been someone who seems very genuine at heart, someone who has not let Hollywood change who he is at the core of a person. Just seems like someone who's so down to earth, and I'm so happy that he's settling down with someone who seems like a really good fit. I mean, just to look at them, to see them, I really do, I feel like it's a great fit. I feel like at this day and age where we just expect everyone to just sort of be the same personality, the same sort of interest level. It's just, it kind of goes against it absolutely what works, which is opposites attract a lot of the times. And sometimes it really works. Sometimes it's really a fairy tale. But I don't know, we've gotten so pessimistic that we're like, oh my God, you guys have nothing in common. It's going to be terrible. And we're just going to let all of that stuff out of the door. From People, Zoë Kravitz and Channing Tatum are engaged after 2 years of dating. Sources say exclusive. People last confirmed Kravitz and Tatum were dating in summer 2021. This is by Melody Chu and Tommy McArdle. It says Channing Tatum and Zoë Kravitz are headed to the altar. Multiple sources tell People exclusively the couple, who were first linked in 2021, are recently engaged. Over the weekend, the stars were photographed leaving a Halloween party, and Kravitz, dressed as Rosemary Woodhouse from the 1968 horror movie Rosemary's Baby, seemingly showed off her new engagement ring in the snaps. It says the Batman actress, 34, previously opened up about her relationship with Tatum, 43, in a cover interview for GQ's 2022 Men of the Year issue, praising him for being just a wonderful human. Oh, you see, guys, fairy tales really do come true. It goes on to say, he makes me laugh, and we both really love art and talking about art and the exploration of why we do what we do. You see right there, and I feel like so many people have this idea in their head that Channing Tatum is just a jock, you know, and that he's like probably not even interested in art, for example, because we love in this day and age to judge a book by its cover. But you see here that opposites attract, and sometimes they have more in common than we think. I'm so in love with this. It's wonderful. So Tatum actually does come to the relationship with a 10-year-old daughter, and I think that, you know, Zoe, she's definitely going to be a great stepmom, great mom one day. I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy for them, and I hope that, you know, as I give the same advice on this channel all the time about the people who I follow on my cheesy reality TV shows like Real Housewives, which, you know, for a show called Real Housewives, sure, a lot of people on there sure get divorced. For those types of things, you know, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, you know, I just would offer to Channing and Zoe my advice, and that's all that it is. You know, Zoe's a little bit older than me. I'm 32, and so it's advice, and that's all that it is. But I have been married for a year, and I would just say, you know, take each day with stride, try and enjoy every single day, and do not let other people's social media, anything, sway how much love you have for your person, because you're so lucky to have found your person, you know. And don't ever give that up for some miserable trolls out there who just want you to be miserable with them. And just never go to bed angry, and enjoy it up, girl, because you got a hunk. Okay, moving on to different hunks now to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I know my Sussex squaddies are just waiting for this one. So apparently, according to this tweet, according to this tweet, I don't know if you guys can see it. So according to this tweet, this is from someone, Henry Rachel Archie Lily, on Twitter. It says, well, what do you know? Happy Halloween, the Sussexes. Is that Lily and Archie? Trick or treat? And we see a picture here with our favorite family, and they look so friggin' adorable. Their family is just, you know, and part of me, and Sussex, you guys know, I talk about the Sussexes on the channel a lot here, so you guys know that, like, I know that they protect their privacy because they've had so much smear campaigning against them, so many trolls, the hateful tabloid media that's constantly going after them. They've had to put their safety as a priority. So, of course, I selfishly, as a huge Meghan Markle and Prince Harry fan, I wish that they would put out more, you know, official photos. I wish that they would have a social media account where we can follow them. At the same time, I don't want them to have that because I want them to protect their best good. And who says that you need to have a social media account to just live your life and enjoy things? And we forget that public figures have that. And just, guys, look at this. Do you see that? It's just, look at them. They're so cute, you know? Like, I don't even know how to put it. So Meghan, she looks like she has on a witch hat, and Lily has on so freaking cute. She's got on a pink costume. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know if it's a rose or what. They've got their little Halloween lantern buckets. I bet they really, really scored in Montecito. I bet they've got like amazing, expensive, gold-lined candy and stuff. Just kidding. And Prince Harry, toppling over them as always, tall, ginger guy. He's got on his hat and just a t-shirt and some jeans. Lax casual, but still super hunky as usual. We all love Prince Harry. And guys, Archie is getting big. I mean, look at him. He's getting big. But that's all we got for the rundown today. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post video. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and again, if you want to help out this channel, please go ahead, hit the super thanks, give us a little donation, or donate at paypal.me/realnajwa. You can also support this channel, this growing community, by joining as a member here on YouTube. You can join as a member on Patreon for extra perks, patreon.com/itstherealnajwa. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.